Hi, this is day 100, obviously non-consecutively, because if you check the dates on my videos, they don't line up one right after the other. I started this journey somewhere in the fall, and I really thought I was going to make it every day, and then life kind of took over, and I took the priority of connecting to myself and realigning myself every day behind my other priorities, work, socializing, just exhaustion, which should be the only thing that trumps it. And I started out doing 100 days consecutively, and then it just became when I had time. Then weeks would go by or months would go by. I don't think I ever went longer than a month and a half without doing a video. But lately I've been meditating almost every day, and today I did 2 hours, really solid. And it's just amazing how just doing nothing, filling your body up with nothing, which is a thing. I just learned this from Kyle recently. It's amazing how filling yourself up with nothing expands you, instead of filling yourself up with crap. Media, news, social media, uh, toxic relationships, shallow social interactions, doing things because you think you should, obsessing over thoughts, obsessing over worries, creating problems, sabotaging great opportunities, doing things to distract yourself, which could be literally anything. Anything that blocks the connection to yourself is a distraction or an addiction. I think distraction and addiction are basically interchangeable, truly, because whatever prevents you from connecting to yourself and feeling the emotions that inevitably are going to be felt by you, either now or much later down the road when it's going to be exponential. Anything that blocks that is an addiction. It's not always just, coffee or alcohol or cocaine or sex. It can be just worrying. It could be obsessive thought patterns. It could also be getting mad at people in traffic all the time, or choosing to put someone's life in front of your own so you can use that as an excuse not to do things that you want to do, so you can complain about it and get love from other people. Just craziness, anything you can think of. Obsessively checking your website, or checking your phone, or cleaning your room 5 times over. I know some people might be watching this and being like, oh, I wish I had that problem. Literally anything that prevents that connection to yourself. But that connection to yourself is scary for most of us. I think all of us at some point, we wake up in the morning and we either want to go back to sleep, or we immediately want to start doing things before we've even taken a second to figure out what's going on in here, to feel what's going on in our body. Our mind immediately starts working and starts telling us what to do. And then immediately most of us, 90% of us, reach for the TV or reach for the phone. And we start going to town on what's going on in the world, what are the people in my life doing, what are they doing, and what do I not have that I need. You're already starting yourself from a place of lack, and that sets you up for the rest of the day. You start thinking about all the things that you should be doing or need to do in order to be more loved, more validated, more complete person. And it's like you're filling yourself up with doubt and scarcity, or just a lack thereof. And that's how we're approaching the day, and that's how we're approaching our so-called problems. It's just a place of weakness. And I'm challenging myself and you, person watching this, to instead just wake up and close your eyes for an hour. Breathe. Feel everything that's going on. have your you have your phone in airplane mode. Don't open up your laptop. Don't turn on the TV. Don't immediately go start making phone calls or checking your calendar or checking your bank account or whatever it is. Take 1 hour to close your eyes and feel everything that you're feeling. Think everything that you're thinking. Freak out. Want your usual go-to addictions or distractions, whatever you want to call them, semantics at this point. Let everything happen. And every time something comes up that's uncomfortable, say, I love that. I'm thinking about my ex-girlfriend and I love that. I'm thinking about how I need to lose weight and I love that. Thinking about how this person said this the other day and it really got to me. I love that. And it sounds very trivial and very cheesy. I'm not even sure if it's even cheesy, but just trivial and just, it seems stupid. But what you're doing is you're telling yourself it's okay to be you. It's okay to have the circumstances that you've had. It's okay to love all parts of yourself, especially the dark parts. Think about how much people spend with their time, their energy, their efforts, their money, all their opportunities and relationships, everything, their mood, their emotions, their thoughts. Think about how much people spend of that to avoid bad emotions or bad feelings. Because there's no such thing. No feeling is better than the other. And that's a new concept for me that I'm trying to absorb, but I'm trying to bring out into the world and enlighten people. No emotion is better than the other. So why do we treat certain emotions with neglect and suppress them or escape them with fill in the blank addiction or distraction? Why do we do that? Why has society taught us that it's not okay to be sad, to be confused, to be down, to be anything other than or? You know what I mean? We deceive ourselves, we sabotage ourselves, we hurt ourselves ultimately by not feeling what we need to feel. We'd rather listen to the chaos in our own mind. And the mind's a very powerful thing, but I do not think it's the center of everything. It's not all just in your head. No. I think it's all in you. And you is more than just your mind. You're also your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. You're all those things. And the mind is where the majority of us live. The mind can only create and destroy things. Create thoughts and destroy thoughts. Or mental constructs. A lot of life's answers are actually not in our mind. It's in our body. Does this feel good in my body? Does this feel bad in my body? Is this my heart or my soul's calling? Or is it not my heart or soul's calling? And you can't access this stuff if you don't let this run its course. It really requires patience. But when we let this do its thing, because it's going to do it either way, it's a lot easier to let it do its thing when you're sitting by yourself with your eyes closed, breathing deeply, than when you are trying to apply for that new job, or you're trying to make that move, or you're trying to have that tough conversation with somebody that you've been needing to have that conversation with, when you are trying to approach that attractive person from across the room, or you're walking down the street, you want to say hello to somebody. All these different things. It's much easier to do that when you feel what needs to be felt. If you look at all these life coaches, these ones that are telling you how to make more money, how to have better relationships, how to transform yourself, all this good stuff. And there's some great ones and there's some not so great ones. But a lot of them are talking about mindfulness. And it's coming into the mainstream consciousness a lot lately. And there's a reason why. Meditation allows you to be whole with yourself and to be present, which is a huge thing. You can't get into the moment. You can't get into the past, and you can't get into the future. But what you can do is realize that you are the moment. You literally are the moment. There's no circumstance that is bigger than you, other than your life actually being in danger. No circumstance is actually bigger than you. But it's so easy to make ourselves smaller than our present circumstances. What meditation does is allow us to be okay with everything how it is, because it's absolutely perfect. And that's the way it should be, or that's the way it will be. I don't like saying the word should because it's a very dangerous word. The circumstances will be what they are. And you can't do much to change them. I mean, you can, but you're constantly going to be changing those circumstances. But what meditation does is allow you to be okay with your present circumstances. And once you are truly okay with those circumstances and you love those circumstances, you can come from a place of abundance and open space and connected to your heart and soul. I'm trying to figure out better ways to describe this stuff without actually coming across too hippie-like or too new age or too spiritual. This is real stuff. This is not just like, we are all one and one is all. Like, it's not really about that. Meditation really teaches you to say, hey, there's nothing else I can do, say, think, achieve, or have happen to me that will make me any more worthy of self-love than right this second. And that's the truth. You are a human. Every human wants their needs taken care of, and they want love and recognition. You can do all those things for yourself. You can have abundance. You can attract those things. You can be those things. And therefore, as a byproduct, you can attract those things. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Be the person that does get the things that you think you want on the regular. What kind of person? Don't ask like, what can I do to get this one thing that's not actually going to make me fulfilled? Because when you do get that one thing, you say, what's next? Be like, what do I need to change about myself where that thing becomes normal? Which is a deeper question. And it starts with meditating. So I am recommitting myself to making this my top priority again. And I will probably slip up. I might be too tired, I might be too busy, but I'll get right back on it. And then there's going to be no shame involved, and there should be no shame involved for you too. If you're tired, or if you're hungry, or if you literally have so much going on that you can't meditate, that's the only time that it should take precedence over that. But I think 90% of the time, we can all make the time to feel ourselves and to know ourselves. Think about how crazy it is. Someone's like, I meditate an hour or two a day. Why? How do you have time for that? How do you do that? The follow-up answer should be, the follow-up question should be, how do you have time to not know who you are? How do you have time to do things that you truly don't love? How do you have time to deceive and hurt yourself and confuse yourself? Because that's what it is. Society is so brainwashed. People are so brainwashed into just being focused on the things outside of themselves. Their money, their materials, their possessions, their relationships, their houses, their 401ks, their retirement plans, what's going on in the world, what's going on with celebrities, their circumstances, their opportunities, their everything. How things are affecting their mood. We're taught to be followers and be consumers, ultimately. But to come from a place of lack and stay in a place of lack. So we follow people that seem to have it put together. One moment.
Okay.
That seem to have it put it all together. So we're followers and we're consumers. So people can make money off of us, essentially, off of our ignorance and what we think is a lack within ourselves. And it doesn't have to be that way. Meditation can bring us back into focus. We are the truth. We are the light. And we can love the darkest parts of ourselves, because that is part of being human. And life can reveal itself through us rather than happen to us. And we don't have to chase trying to change life all the time. We can literally surrender to every moment, feel our emotions, think our thoughts. It's when we truly surrender to the things we don't have control over that we actually gain power. I'm looking forward to more videos with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to uploading more often, and happy meditating. Stay sexy, Franians. I'll see you soon.